Okay, I've come about 50 metres through that lantana thicket from that last concentration of targets, the US Army button and the torch and the silver sixpence. About 50 metres was the spacing of these main huts and tents in here, so virtually no targets through there. Now I've suddenly come into targets. I've got a 65 here, possibly another hut or tent just here, so I'll just dig this one up and we'll reveal what's under the ground. Well, there's my first reportable target in the 60s. Pretty sure it's a 45 ACP. Someone will correct me, but I'm pretty sure that is a 45. Obviously been fired, has it? Or not? It's just the hull anyway, it's in perfect condition. No projectile. Well, I've just done a bit of morning tea and thinking about my next strategy. I'll probably come about 500 metres from the Land Rover into the bush. I hit that really nice patch of relics right at the start, less than 20 metres from the car. Shouldn't have walked off that. I haven't really got a lot since that. A lot of big open areas where there's no targets, which is not what this coil is suited to. I need to get into these target concentrations. So once I've had a bit of crackers, I'll head back in that direction towards the car and scout around on the periphery where I got that target concentration, see if I can pick up some more relics in there. And I might ping some random drops in the way, so it's all good. It's a beautiful day to be out. Look at the weather. We've got a bit of cloud coming across. It's about 25 degrees Celsius, just perfect weather here. Just beautiful. Still nice and warm. Winter's on the way, but it's not here yet. I've just left the lunch log down in there. Wanted up in this area, a bit of a wash away, a bit of a rill here where the stormwater runs down through the forest, as you can see. Off to the side, like what I'd probably call a flood bench, there's a little dip and I've got an 83 in the middle of it. So I've got a couple of 76s that were, you know, cordial bottle tops, but this won't be that, I don't think. It's a very high tone target and it's quite compact. So I'll just show you the signal first. Here we go. 84. It's indicating 25 plus. Going on up there, 20 centimetres. That's 8 inches in the old money. You can see the target ID there. Proportional audio is fairly soft, medium sort of tone. That's going to get better as we go deeper. So we'll just set the camera up here and let's see what we reveal here. Whatever it was could have been, as you can see, there's a lot of leaflet here. Look at this, there's a little bowl of wash here. Could have been washed here, could have been dropped here. Don't know. We'll just clean this off before we actually start digging. Take a bit of that topsoil out. See if it's in pinpointer range. Or we've moved it. A bit discouraging if we have moved it. I don't like the look of that because it'd be shallow. No, it's still on the bottom. So this could be pretty good. It's out of range of the pinpointer, it sounds like. Yeah. Okay, my maximum sensitivity, as you can hear there, I just went to the adjustment mode on the carrot. Can't hear it yet, which is good. So it's deep. Okay, we've just got a bit of glass there in what I've seen. I just hope it's not a bottle top associated with that glass. Okay, let's just get a bit of soil back. There's a root there. This is all good. Deep target, under roots. Still can't hit. Oh, hang on. Get a little twerp there. Bear with me here, could be a lengthy process. So I'm going to have to go down the side of that root, you can see. Good eye target numbers though. Sounded like it was small and compact. You heard it there. Proportional audio. Getting louder. Okay, on the sidewall there now. Up in here somewhere. Disturb it a bit without actually contacting the target. Yeah. Is it? Catch up in this pile up here. Could be a big anticlimax coming up. Go here. Looks like it's a coin. Is it a penny? Is it a coin? It's pretty crusty. I think it is a coin. Wow, that was deep. Okay, it's completely encrusted in this sort of light clay that's in this loam, so we'll give it a bush clean. I'll see what we can just discover here. I say that's a penny. I haven't got a penny in here for a long time because they're always the first thing to go. Easiest target to detect, but look at the depth on that. That's a good 8 or 9 inches from that little tiny coil. Nice work with the snake there. Right, well there it is in the sunlight. I've done a rough bush clean, but it is fully encrusted. Definitely an old Aussie penny. I don't know if it's a Commonwealth or kangaroo. I can't make any features out on it at all. Very deep target. And I'd say the numbers indicate probably a roo penny. But I'll get that at home and clean it properly. Might even give it a little tumble because it's not going to be easy to see the detail on that coin without a real thorough clean. Anyway, I'll get back to you eventually. Maybe a still pic at the end of the video with some ID on that penny. Ripper. I mean, that's a good demonstration of the versatility of a small coil. Running a small coil today wasn't really intended to get into these big open areas where I'm wandering through now on the way back to the Land Rover, but just shows you still get very good depth. I mean, that's a large conductive target. Like I said, in any site, the pennies are always the first to go because you can find them with the cheapest detectors in town. That, though, was a bit of a challenge for a Nell coil on a Pro, but you could hear that proportional audio knew it was a good target. I got a consistent target ID, but the proportional audio was faint, meaning the target was further away, and it got louder as we got to the target. So that's a very satisfying find on the side of this flood bench. Might just spend the next 10 minutes running up and down here with this little coil. I mean, little coils are really designed for one purpose, but as I'm demonstrating here, they can find deep targets. There we've got a nice example of a bloodwood tree. So cool because that sap resembles blood. Beautiful. Been pretty quiet for about 15 minutes. Haven't got a lot of targets. I dug another rifle projectile, a rifle projectile, 303. This one's a 76. We'll just do the old style hand sword here. I got it out of the hole, and it's in my hand, obviously. Just put it down. That's a square nut. That's a bummer. Nice signal though. Weird keyway sort of hole on it. Well, that's fine. This one's a good example of that proportional audio on these Pro machines, or these AT machines. Hear that? Up in there. I'm getting a very faint high 80s. Now I don't think it's going to be a good target, but because it cuts, there's nothing in the other direction. But in there somewhere, there's something that the detector kind of likes. It's definitely not ferrous. Let's see if it could be a coin on a strange angle. Let's get some of this vine and leaflet out of the way and get the coil close to the target. It's only small or it's a long way off. Deep. Let's have a look. Very jumpy. Just maybe out of the way there, you're getting caught up in the vines. Get away that way. So we've got a nice bowl shaped hole to present to the coil. Okay, got a nice solid 80 in the middle now. See how it's both ways now. Wasn't getting that from the surface. In there. There's an interesting recovery because it was very, as you heard, weak from the surface. I'm getting a bit of depth now. This is not, you can see that little Nell snake punches down quite deep even though it's a small coil. Right, I've done a bit of pinpointing. The hole's changed a little bit in shape. Here we are. I've got a target up in here. It is a jumpy target ID. I don't know what this is going to be. Oh, there it is. It's a big stick of lead. That is really heavy. That's why we had a jumpy ID in both directions. Looks like a tyre weight, but it's not. It's not curved. Lead stick at depth. It's warming up a bit in here. Actually, we've got a cold front coming through in the next couple of days. So I thought I'd get out today and soak up a bit of the sun. It's quite humid, but that's all going to change tomorrow. There's a big Antarctic cold front coming through. We're in Queensland, so it's not going to be snowstorms, but it'll be cooler than this. Anyway, I've crossed a little track there and I've come down to this lovely little bit of bracken fern here. You can see all this timber is quite young. There's a couple of larger trees, but most of this is regrowth since 1945. I've got a lovely 83 next to this little sapling here. We'll investigate this one together. I'll just show you the signal first. It's right here. It's a bit large and loud, but it's a nice 84 and it's quite shallow. So a little dig here. It's probably better than I've dug quite a lot of lead targets that you haven't seen me dig. There's something just right here, adjacent to this tree. Have a little look. I'll keep checking out the machine. So I'm a bit worried. It's quite. It seems large, which I don't like. I like to hear those little buried 83, 85 whispers because there's a good chance that's a little sixpence hiding at depth. But with this kind of, you can hear that proportional audio. It's really loud. Oh, I am getting a consistent target ID there. Well, this is quite lonely, as you can see. What do we got? This is the target. I thought it was large. Is it large and awesome, or just large? Oh well, not so awesome. That is lead. That's a huge piece of butterfly lead. Look at that. That is so heavy. A few fishing sinkers could be fabricated out of that. Okay, I've been in about an hour. Take a bit of ammo, nothing sensational. Really sniping for targets in clusters, and I've probably covered too much open country at the moment. I'll get into some of the hut concentrations which are up in that area and down slope from here, and once I start seeing the asbestos and broken ceramic, this is when this call will really shine. But we'll just have a little break and sit in the bush and enjoy the day out. Think about this small coil operations. You obviously don't cover much ground, but really for the size most of these coils on high-end machines, you do get good depth still. On a highly conductive target, I mean, last time I was in here I dug a penny to about 8 inches with that coil, and it's, I don't know what it is, 5.5 inches, 6 inches. So, and it was a good signal. Penny's a big object, but it just shows you really you're not giving up a whole great deal of depth using a sniper sort of coil. And really in here, there's not really many too deep targets. I mean, I'm not looking for Roman coins, you know, that are 1,000 years old. I'm looking for World War II relics in bushland. It does receive a lot of high rainfall in the wet, but relics generally, by and large, aren't much deeper than 6 or 7 inches. You'll dig one at 8 or 9 occasionally, but they were dropped in this forest, you know, in the late 1940s and the mid 1940s, and there's been 80 years of deposition on them. And it's not too bad, the depth in the sandy soil. They haven't worked their way down very far anyway, put it that way. Right, I'm going to do a live dig here. That target is a fairly jumpy height tank. It's not real consistent. I'm 76 up to the low 80s. Doesn't sound like it's too far down based on the proportional audio on the Pro. Now we're getting closer, you can hear it's getting louder. It's a solid 76, 77. Could be a coin. I don't think it's going to be a 303 because it's very consistent in both directions. Coin or a button or something like that. Let's have a look. Pretty exciting. Had a little bit of a quiet patch. I came through a lot of bracken fern where it was a bit difficult to swing the coil, so now we're into an area where it's just leaf litter. Something's out. Okay, there we go. It's a shot and squashed projectile, probably a 45 or something like that. See how compact and conductive that target is. That's why we're getting the consistent target ID. That's nice. Got a little shower of rain coming through. It's cooled off quite a bit actually. I just got a pretty solid 74, 75 up against this beautiful old big gum tree. This definitely would have been here during the war. As you can see down there, there's just like regrowth in there where that's been cleared many years ago. Not so this tree. Looked for a bit of air raid cover, I guess. I pulled it out of the ground. It's in here somewhere. Oh, it's a wing nut. Nevertheless, World War II brass. Well, this target was just under the leaf litter. It was a solid 65 and it's a nice find. It's a US Army 13 star tack button. Look at that. That's a ripper. That was virtually, you know, just a few millimetres under the soil in this leaf litter. Nice one. Well, I've just walked in a little area of building foundation. There's a bit of terracotta pipe here from the old sewer system. We've got a 65 in here, which is a reasonably high tone. Lots in the 50s and jumping signals, quite a bit of iron actually. Now, this one here was kind of a standout tone. Pretty clean, 65, 66, so definitely worth investigating it. Will not be modern rubbish. It's not going to be a ring pull. How's it going? Oh yeah, it's on the hull, so there's a fair bit of depth to it, at least 3 or 4 inches anyway, which is good. It's not just a wash down the slope bit of modern rubbish. It's a bit of glass, white milk glass there, like from an old I don't know, Vaseline bottle or something. Okay, here's the target. It's cut brass, maybe a bit of trench art, I don't know, but it's just a bit of cut brass. But that was a standout signal in amongst the 40s and 50s in here. Had to dig it. Well, here's my next find on the side of a little wash here. It's a jungle boot tread. That'll be marked L or R, off Australian Army jungle boots. Nice. Well, thanks for watching everybody. I'm going to wrap it up there. Nice little morning sortie there with a couple of really good finds, and a bit of morning tea in the bush was nice. Beautiful spot, beautiful day. Thanks for coming along with me, and happy Fossicking.